We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. Just exhausted yesterday.
You were exhausted yesterday?
Yes.
Father's Day. It was celebration after celebration?
Yes, I'm very glad that Father's Day exists. It's the best day. It's the best day of it's very comfortable and wonderful. I love it that people, your kids feel obligated to do something and tell you that they love you, which is very nice. But then there's this obligation hanging in the air to do something, and you don't want to do it, and no one else wants to do it, which is a big thing. My son had a game at 8 in the morning, and then he had a game at noon out in Northborough.
Oh.
And there was enough time in between games to go home. But then the second game went in extra innings, so it was 3 hours long. And it was good. I mean, it was exciting stuff. They played well, so it was nice to be at. But I'll tell you. And then, like, everyone was very tired. My daughter went to the first game. She didn't go to the second game. And then everyone was very tired. We were supposed to have brunch, but I got out of that lickety-split because I said, look, if they win this early game, they're going to have another game. You're not going to have to play. And then, like, my son was, like, was like, we should probably do something. So we went to a Chinese restaurant, but they couldn't seat us. And shame on Jins for not honoring us, who come in all the time. How they should have just gotten people to stand up and leave.
Yeah, that's my table.
Right. And so we were standing there, and everyone was so hungry that I just made reservations down the street in Wellesley. We were in Wellesley. Oh, it's a whole situation.
Can't hide money.
Right. I bought a house there just so we could eat. I bought one right down there in downtown.
You have to show
Wellesley.
your driver's license and show that you have a Wellesley address in order to eat at the restaurant. Even to go to Fell's Market, you have to have the Wellesley zip code just to buy the steak tips.
Exactly. So we, and then we went there, and then by the time we got home, it's funny because my kids are 18. My daughter's going to be 16. My son's 18. My daughter's going to be 16 next month. And it's very much when they're at a table together, still like they're 6 and 4. They just sit there sniping at each other, but they're not. It's almost like a routine, and it's for my benefit, but I hate it. So I don't really. And finally, I was just like, stop. Yeah. And then other tables were looking. I mean, I wasn't yelling it, but I was like, please stop. Like, I usually, like, I'll indulge it, and occasionally they'll say something funny, which, like, they're insulting each other's friends. They're just like kind of roasting each other, which, I know what they're doing, and I know they're trying to get attention. It's funny because I'm an only child, just how siblings, like, they never, like, my son, his personality when he was like a toddler changed immediately when his sister came home. He refused to sleep in his room anymore. And he, like, slept on the floor of our bedroom for, like, a year. Like, it's what seems like a year. It probably wasn't that long. And we would take something away, like, every month. Like, it started off with this, like, whole thing it started off in our bed. And then it became this whole mini bed on the floor. And then we started taking away, like, until he was finally on the floor with a blanket and a pillow. We were trying to, like, leave.
Sleeping on a board.
Yeah, we got rid of his crib and then got a bed and then, like, got a car's bed. Like, we did all this stuff to try to incentivize him to be in his room. And I get it. You're better parents, not you guys, but the audience is better parents to me, and everything I did was wrong.
What kind of car was it?
The car, the
movie,
Lightning McQueen.
The carpet. Oh, okay.
Lightning McQueen.
No, it was like the one in Silver Spoon.
You got him an Olds 88. Like, well, that's not going to like inspire the kid to go sleep in his bed.
Right.
It was a Hyundai Sonata.
83 Chevy Cavalier. Like,
I'm driving a Hyundai Sonata right now because of my son's car is in the body shop for who knows how long. So he can't drive a rental car. So I'm driving the Hyundai Sonata.
Is it a newer one?
It's fine.
They're pretty nice cars.
Yeah, it's got a big. All I care about cars is how big the screen inside of it is.
Yeah.
Now that's all I really care about. It's certainly faster than a Bronco. I mean, it's not a race car, but But the Bronco, you go to merge onto Route 9 or onto the freeway out here in Waltham, which is not easy merging onto 95 South, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, you don't like the trucks that almost kill you every day when we're leaving work?
It's good that someone else.
You'd be like Wallach and just cut in front of one. I swear to God, I saw it about 2 weeks ago. You jumped out in front of an 18-wheeler. That guy was coming down that hill, and you just took your spot and then locked up the brakes because you decided you're going a little too fast. That guy almost jackknifed. You don't care.
One time I was getting onto 95 South from here, which sometimes I just don't do because I'm just like, I don't want to do it today. And and I couldn't go anywhere because cars were in the right lane.
Yeah.
And a car got right up on my ass and was honking. And I've never been more nervous in my life. I'm like, I don't know. Like, why do you think I'm not going? Like I'm not on my phone. Like, I'm trying to get on the freeway. Like, I don't understand what you want me to do. This car go 0 to 60 in like 7 minutes. I don't know how you expect me to get past these cars.
Have you ever pulled off at that gas station, Oasis, McDonald's
No,
thing? Okay,
no.
Let me tell you something. You ever go in there, good luck getting back on. It is...
That's really bad.
That is as harrowing as getting on from...
You're talking about the one right before Route 9.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Yes.
And I'll tell you why that's the case. Because if you're like me and you're getting off at Route 9, you got to kind of be in the right lane. If not, then right around then.
Very soon.
It's not like irresponsible of me at that point to be in the right lane because there's not another exit until Route 9. So if you pass I believe it's and this is just local yokel stuff, so you'll know we're local. Like the Route 16 exit.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the next exit, like is Route 9. So like once you pass that exit, you have every right to get into the right lane. I mean, that's not always easy to do. You got like 1.25 miles to work with. That's a reasonable time. And then that rest area is right there. And then, hachi manchi.
There's a lot going on.
No, I would imagine that rest stop is generally for people looking for lot lizards. No, I believe it's probably for people traveling across country, right? I would think. Because there's I'd much rather just get off and exit.
Yeah, I mean, I stop there maybe once every 2 months when we leave here, and I'm like, I just can't take it. I need something to eat right now.
Oh, so you stop there to get something to eat?
Yeah,
okay.
I would probably once every 2 months is high. A couple times a year, I'll be like, you know what? I just want something right now. And I don't want to, go anywhere else. I want to get this. I want to eat it in the car on the way home and be done with it.
It's interesting because rest stops freak me out, not because of people or anything happening. They seem like almost like prisons, like that you get all. I don't know why I feel this way, but they're not like land. Like they're not like a town. They're like these artificial oases that there's no way out of.
Yes.
Except for the freeway in and out. I don't know why I find that.
Well, they're sovereign nations, so normal laws do not apply.
I think it's because of the Florida Turnpike, which you can go, 20 miles, 30 miles without an exit, which I find very disconcerting too. And there's like nothing but prison. There's a prison on it. There's the Everglades if you have to go far enough.
Alligator Alley is how long?
Oh, like 70 miles.
There's one exit there?
Yeah, it's freaky.
Maybe two.
I don't know. I think it's freaky, but I couldn't drive through the desert. I couldn't do it. Like, I know you have, Hardy, obviously, like that Vegas to like LA thing, which I've heard is like 4.5 hours. No way.
That one, that's not as bad as New Mexico. And driving
Okay.
south out of Albuquerque,
you
going
would know
down
about
to,
that,
like Las Cruces, or you're going down to, Carlsbad Caverns, which we had to for the radio station once. You're driving through the White Sands Missile Range, where it's just, as far as you can see for, 40, 50 miles maybe, there's nothing. I mean, there's not so much as like a telephone pole, as I remember, because it's a bombed out missile range. And you just make sure you got a full tank of gas before you go.
Yeah, I find that like incredibly disconcerting. So there is so when you pull off the Florida Turnpike, and there would be like a Roy Rogers, and I'm talking about like not long ago.
Wow.
Yeah, no, this isn't like,
my goodness.
1984 and there was a Roy Rogers, like, and you're like, so what?
An Elias brother, big boy.
Exactly. Like there's like I just remember being one Roy Rogers, and I'd been in the car for 12 hours or something, and like, this Florida Turnpike part was like the last part of it, and being like convincing myself I had gotten, I mean, I didn't really think this, but it almost seemed like I had gone in a time machine or something. I'm like, what planet are we on where there's like all this stuff is old? Roy Rogers, it's all, how do people work here? Like, how do they get here every day? Do you get out, to work at Roy Rogers, you drive a half an hour on the Florida Turnpike?
Well, that is the decision you make when you're driving on those long stretches and you see something and you're like, oh, maybe we should stop just to see another human being and to get some sense of civilization. But when you do, you realize it's a mistake, because it's not normal society in those places.
No. Like, I've been to Buc-ee's in Knoxville, but it's such a thing that people go to, including myself. That's not bad, because there's like a million people there, and it's not even really a rest stop. It's like off a real exit. But yeah, there's something about those rest stops and it's not like, I know, gay sex or crime or anything that I'm concerned with. It's yeah, too conventional. Yeah, I see your foot, buddy. Big deal.
Tap, tap, tap.
Are you gonna knock me in the head and rob me? Because that's part of the kink. I don't want. Yeah, right. I see the glory hole. Big deal.
It's just something short of actual civilization.
Yes,
in those places.
I do find it like almost. I don't know if claustrophobic's the right word, but I find it just odd that there's no way out except for the freeway. I don't know. I've got a lot of neuroses. Go ahead, Jonathan.
It's just, we remember Howard Johnson's?
Oh, yeah.
There used to be that place in Lexington on 95, 128 North. That used to be a Howard Johnson's, and it didn't go away for, far beyond the time you thought Howard Johnson shouldn't be here anymore. I think that rest stop that you were talking about when you go home also was a Howard Johnson's when I was a kid, if I remember right. But they were all over the place here for a long time. There was actually one next to Fenway Park.
By Fenway, there was that horrible Howard Johnson's Motel that they turned into whatever the hell they turned it into, where Adolfo did an open mic.
Yep.
Vibe.
Vibe.
Is that what it was called?
But the best thing about Vibe is, if you've ever been in the lobby, they had old Rolling Stones.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
from,
really?
like, the 70s. Huh. Which I found to be delightful. I think I went to the bar there or something one time, and I spent the whole time maybe in the lobby looking at the old Rolling Stones. Ooh, Cameron Crowe, you say? This is him writing about Led Zeppelin. This is the Chris Christopherson interview that you hear so much about. Ooh.
So you ended up having a brunch, which I think
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did not?
So, like, my ex-wife was going to take us out to brunch. Very nice. But I didn't want to go. Not because of her or anything, but because of the games, and I just didn't want to go. It was like in the city, and I didn't want to go. So we went to a Chinese restaurant, but we couldn't get in, so we went to Smith and Walensky's, which cost me $250 when I didn't want to be there. Not because of Smith and Walensky, I just didn't. I just.
was a long
Everyone
day.
felt obligated, and we all didn't want to say we didn't want to. Like, I would have felt really bad to tell my son we weren't doing something, because he had like gotten me a card and a present. My daughter did not, but he did all of that, and he was like making a big deal about Father's Day, and so I would have felt bad. I know he didn't really want to go, but I mean, this was the condition we were in. Go ahead.
That's the obligation.
There was an obligation between me and him, at least. My daughter didn't care. She's more loosey goosey with it. She doesn't feel the need to please.
Well, that's kind of the vibe around Father's Day, though. I feel like the world kind of stops for Mother's Day, and there are put on brunches everywhere, and there's this whole thing, and maybe it's just kind of traditional, like, well, no one else is going to cook, so we got to put on a brunch so that mom doesn't have to cook that day. But the Father's Day thing, there's all these other things scheduled, and it's also Father's Day, so there's that going on.
Yes.
But there was, at our house, both my kids had to work yesterday, plus my daughter had a friend in town from Long Island who she had to take back to South Station on Sunday morning. And so we did have a breakfast together as a family after I finished the Sports Hub Golf Club, and came upstairs, and we're all sitting there, and it's like 9 o'clock, and I looked at my daughter and her friend. I said, "What time is her train? Like leaving South Station to take her back, out of state? 10 o'clock." I said, "Okay, it's 9:07, so y'all better leave." "Oh, okay." And as they're like running around, Marcy looks at me. She said, "Isn't there like a 10K going on downtown today?"
Yeah, of course there is.
I said, "Yep,
sure there is."
And it's like you can't say anything. They're two 19-year-olds who have got the world figured out. Right. And I mean, like, her friend was really nice, and they're smart kids. Fine, you guys know what you're doing. Yeah, but by all means,
have fun.
Have fun. So my son goes to work. I'm doing stuff around the house, and my daughter comes home. And I'm thinking she should have been home by now. It's like 10:40, and she pulls up. I'm like, "So how'd it go?" "Oh, Waze took us the worst way." I'm like, "You think it has anything to do with that foot race that they were running downtown today?" "Well, it didn't say that." I said, "No, you got to kind of plan these things out ahead of time." "So did she make her train?" "No." She had to take the 11 o'clock. I'm like, "So she's just sitting at South Station by herself for almost an hour?" "Yeah, I offered to stay with her, but she said I didn't have to." I'm like, "Well, that's nice, Katie. Well done."
I can't believe she drove her.
There's nothing quite like Hardy's snarky disapproval.
Well, his daughter was probably still all fired up from being here on Friday.
Right.
Thursday.
Yeah, she was all comebacks on Friday.
No, she loved it. She loved it. She had such a good time.
It's telling all her friends. Well, she didn't have to tell them. They all heard it.
Yeah,
sure.
I talked to Hardy this weekend. And he's like, I asked my daughter if any of her friends heard her, and she looked at me like I had. It's funny though, because Hardy got me off the air, got me going. Like, we were saying inappropriate things, not sexually, but just like we were did nothing sexually. It was he got me going. We were just like joking around about like fairly offensive stuff that was non-sexual, nothing to do with men and women. And his daughter did not like that. She was just like, no.
I can't even remember.
No, it wasn't a big deal. And maybe it was all in my head, but I can remind you.
Okay.
And she's like, okay. I It was sort of a tisk-tisk, but it was obvious. It was kind of obvious you knew that was going to happen, so you were like trying to get that like dialogue going, and we were joking around about how we were avoiding a topic because like we were superior or something like that, and like we were joking around. Again, this is not anything with men or women or anything. This was just something else. It wasn't even a big deal, but your daughter was just like, oh, okay.
It's probably it's stuff that she hears around the house all the time. It's probably racial stuff or something about the Jews.
Yeah, I mean, it was my usual rant.
Of course,
it was my usual rant. I was ranting. I was like, I was giving her some good reading material and pamphlets how to organize at school.
Sure.
Find some like-minded individuals.
Yeah, I was like, you have to push back against this intelligentsia at the school.
Yeah.
They're trying to. What they're trying to do is breed us out of, breed our race out. You gotta marry in race and have many kids. Was my whole point. That's not what we were saying. Because that would have been sexual. I want to make it very clear we were not appropriately joking about anything sexual. I probably shouldn't even say
At some point this morning, I didn't want to tell you off the air. I haven't told you yet. I did end up doing something yesterday that I think you will find amusing. It has to do with a coworker here at the radio station.
Oh.
Just somebody wanted to play golf. I wanted to play golf yesterday, and we ended up. That was a friend of mine who I play with all the time who suggested we call this person because he's like, oh, that guy seems like a good time. Let's see if he wants to go play 9 with us, and he did, and we did.
I have a feeling I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
All right. That would be interesting.
It was Zoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was getting that vibe.
Yeah.
But,
and you didn't even have to pay him, and he still showed up. Wow.
I don't walk and I don't pay.
Exactly. That's the mod.
Yeah.
Let's staple that to his forehead.
Only 9. I only do 9. I don't walk. I don't walk and I don't pay.
I'm shocked he showed up without a paycheck. Good for you. He must really like you.
I'll be there. You got drinks?
Yep. Yeah. Feed me. Give me alcohol. I'm good. I'll be there in an hour and a half.
I don't look for balls either. I give them for free.
Keep playing.
Just keep going.
I don't mind that. If he just wants to hit shots and then just ride in the car, that's great with me. It's how I like to play sometimes. Look, I've wasted enough of everyone's time. We'll just focus on you for a while. All right. I get just to take 30 seconds. So Maddie called me, Maddie Siegel. And he's like, I'm in Haverhill. And I never called him back. And then so he texted me and he's like,
still in Haverhill.
He's like, I'm waiting to play at Woodland. So my friend and I had made a tee time for 3:40 on Friday. This never happens, but I made one for 3:40 on Friday. The reason I made it at 3:40 on Friday is he could go, and that's when I wanted it. Okay? So I text Manny, and I'm like, oh, okay, do you want to play at 3:40 on Friday? He's like, I guess we'll have to pack dinners. I would prefer it to be earlier.
Oh, God.
And I said, what the hell's going on? First of all, you got nothing to do. And second of all, like, what the, and I'm like, and then so I said, because I said, hey, Maddie, I didn't even say that. I said, oh, well, I apologize, but I'm playing with a friend of mine, and this is the only time we could both do it. And
why are you apologizing?
Because I was laying it on to see I wasn't really apologizing.
Okay, fair.
I thought it was a better tact to make him feel bad than it would have been to go like, what the hell are you talking about? I said, this is the only time that we could both play. And he just goes, it's okay. Oh. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Manny. Why are you playing at 3:40? Because I want to. How about that? Because I want to sleep. I want to go. I want to do my show, go home, sleep, walk the dog, go to the course, not have to rush, and then it stays dark till 8:30. And I apologize if you have plans. By all means, don't come. And I don't we'd pack a dinner. What, do you got to eat now? Now you got to eat at 6 o'clock at night, you old man? Like, they pack a dinner. Like, oh, no, what are we going to do? It's 7 o'clock and we haven't had dinner. What planet are we on?
Someone hanging with the blue hairs far too long. My Lord.
I didn't even think about it until now. You're right. Sounds like senior citizen stuff. I love Maddie, but my God, to pack a dinner. To eat. Eat it. Got to eat at 7 o'clock, or my blood sugar will get too low. But I don't bring food. I don't. What are you talking about? Eat. When was the last time you said, "Oh, that's too late. We got to eat dinner"? I need dinner. Oh, yeah.
Start planning your day around the meal times. That's a sign of something.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like I'm planning my days around sleep and leisure.
You only do that with the very young and the very old.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this is a leisure activity, Maddie. I don't want to rush over there. And it's my club. I can do it whenever I want. And by the way, they wouldn't even let you two play before a certain time on a Friday. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Did you catch the game last night?
What happened last night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game. What happened? So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR.
Early email submission here right out of the gate this morning. Joey Nero says, Wallach, right away with the Cape Verde. Did we learn nothing last week?
Was watching the match yesterday, and the play-by-play announcer kept calling him that during the Fox broadcast, calling them that during the Fox broadcast, so that's what I went with. Kept calling him Verde. It's either Verde or Verde. I've heard it pronounced both ways on the broadcast yesterday when they played to a 2-2 draw with Uruguay.
So when we were waiting at Gin's, that was on in the background, and I saw someone make it 1-1, and then I saw Uruguay make it 2-1. Mm-hmm. So I'm very surprised to hear that it finished in a draw. Notice I said draw.
It was a mistake by Uruguay's back line. The goalkeeper had to come out a long way, got caught too far away from his goal, and Cape Verde tied it.
Did they do that with very little time left?
I don't remember when the last goal was scored. I'd have to.
Well, it would have to. How long are games? This sounds with before extra time.
So 90 minutes.
Oh, then it wasn't with
regulation.
Okay. 90 minutes.
Yes.
2:45 minute halves.
And you have stoppage time at the
No,
end of
I
each
understand. I knew that.
I know.
I know that. But I was. That's a lot of running.
These hydration breaks are
right.
They're putting off the world football fans.
Yes.
Like, what's a hydration break? What are we doing?
Yep.
Well, you got to get orange slices.
Well, you got to get some commercials and slide in a couple of those spots. All right. Well, John, you do you. You're going to side with your quote unquote fellow play-by-play guys and acquiesce to what they're calling the team. We all agree on what we call the Red Sox.
Wait, real quick.
Yeah.
This before we move on from the World Cup, Alexi Lalas, Finn even had an article. Now they kicked him out of the studio show. This is the most interesting thing about the World Cup to me is apparently Alexi Lalas, according to people that like soccer and follow media, now it's The Athletic and Chad Finn have said he's like absolutely terrible. I haven't seen this amount of vitriol for a studio host. I have seen it for, obviously, color commentary guys mostly. I've seen it even for a couple play-by-play guys, but I rarely studio host. They usually kind of go by without much criticism either way, like just without much critique. But Alexi Lalas apparently has been absolutely terrible. I haven't seen any of it, but he's been absolutely terrible. And then there was a show the other day where he wasn't on it, and they were all kind of joking in quotations about how nice it was that he wasn't there.
Andrew Marchand is a sports media, criticizer, critique, columnist. And he had some online battle with some guy, and he was the first guy I saw that said, Lawless has been terrible for the last decade. Like you, I hadn't really noticed because, like you, I don't watch a lot of soccer coverage. But Lawless is one of the original stars, quote unquote.
I know
the
who
original, but that's the reason. But that's the point. That's the reason he's been there so long. I had no idea that he was terrible, and I had I'll take it one step further. I had no idea he wasn't there. So that's where I am on this.
So I have a theory that having never seen him, I've seen him do soccer before, but I haven't seen him this World Cup, is that he's trying to be John McEnroe. Based on what I've read, because McEnroe's real good at it.
Yep.
And he's like, but I think McEnroe's really smart, so he can be a dick with still being compelling. Barkley's great, but his routine has kind of changed to be much more funny now. But remember when Barkley first started, he was like a dick, but he was real smart, so he was able to do that. I think what it sounds like to me, and this is bold coming from someone who hasn't seen him in like a decade do anything, from probably 2 World Cups ago, because I didn't see any of the Qatar one or Qatar, either way, appropriate both ways we've learned, is that maybe he's trying to be a McEnroe type, but he's too stupid to do it.
So apparently he's been like critical of players, but I think in soccer you get more of that than you do certainly in the NBA or maybe even in the NFL, like commentators and analysts will actually give criticism and speak out when a player is playing.
They're more offended about bad play.
Well, and I guess he said something during one of the earlier broadcasts during this World Cup that he thought was okay to say, and probably is okay to say on American television. But he said something that in British speak is like very offensive. And I thought it was fine because he was talking about James Corden, and he called him. We can say wanker, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, no.
But he said, I think that's what he called him. And the people on the desk were like, oh, you can't say, luckily we're not on the BBC.
Oh, you can say wanker on the BBC. You can say wanker a million times on the BBC. I've watched the young ones. They're just being, was there 5 chicks on it? Now, Alexi.
There was one woman who tissed him, but it was Henri and whoever the Zoltan guy is.
Zlatan.
Thank you.
Ibrahimovic, I believe.
Yeah, they were all excited that Lawless wasn't there for some broadcast. I don't know.
I'll tell you, if my daughter ever decided to get into sports media, the first thing I would say is don't tisk anyone. If you don't like what they said, be real brutal to them. But don't go, Phil. I would be like, that's the one piece of advice I'd give to you, Zoe, is don't be the buzzkill on the joke. That's not your role. Either double down on the joke, ignore the joke, but don't go,
yeah,
not great. I'm the voice of reason. Well, that's not what you want to be. You want to be the funny one or the interesting one. You don't want to be the voice of reason. And that's from my daughter's perspective, so I can say whatever I want because she's my daughter.
Let's get to this Red Sox game. It won't take long.
2-2. Flied into left field deep. Duran back all the way back to the wall. It's off the top of the wall. That's gone. Dan Zone's just mashing it right now.
He's mashing it up.
Their best hitter.
We call him old potato
makes
face.
It 1-0 Seattle.
Down there in Seattle because he mashes it up.
There we go. There's Seattle takes the 1-run lead there at the
Call
bottom.
him the Colonel.
Bottom of the second. Red Sox have an answer, though.
One high drive into left field. That's way back.
Yeah, that's gone.
Watch this one fly. What a shot by Eaton. Jumped all over
You're eating
that to
dingers.
tie.
You got a dinger breakfast. Yum, 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 yum. Dingers. Can't get enough.
There were some base running mistakes and some defensive mistakes.
Holding. And a line shot. It's going to skip off Meyer into center field. Rodriguez will take third. Marcelo looked unsure on that. And it clanged off him, and they're going to be safe on the corners.
That kid can mash.
That move to shortstop, not working out, unfortunately. Oh, and you'll appreciate this, Fred. Eaton, the guy who hit the home run, on second base. Team's down 1 run in the 6th inning. Wild pitch on first base. Wild pitch to second with 1 out. So you're already in scoring position. Saddam Rafael is up. For some reason, Eaton is running. You're already in scoring position. You're on second base with 1 out. He is running. It's a hit and run. Rafael hits a bullet right to the right fielder. Eaton, who's on third base, completely unaware of what's happened behind him, is doubled off, and that's the end of the inning for a team that doesn't score runs.
They hit and run on it with 1 out.
With a guy on second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Already in scoring position.
What did the announcer say about that?
I don't know. I didn't see it with the announcer. I only saw it,
Seems
in
like
the
they have a
background.
problem with looking at where the ball is hit, looking at where it's going.
Or just bad baseball fundamentals.
Yeah.
All the way across the board. Yeah. Not good.
Anyway,
None of it.
Anyway, Red Sox.
Well, they're only 14 games under 500.
Red Sox lose
Pitched well the
3-1.
first 2 games of the series.
They did.
Start is set in Colorado tonight.
That Colorado, one of the few teams in Major League Baseball worse than they are. Colorado's got the worst record in Major League Baseball, so maybe they have a chance.
And if you can't get offense there, then you're not going to get any offense.
It's the air
It is.
and light.
I've heard.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
IYKYK, which obviously YD. Okay?
Dutcher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Jason, go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, so the reason Alexi Lalas is pretty horrible is he's never actually played like international soccer. He played like in the MLS when it was in its infancy. So like he's super critical of like these actual superstar athletes when he was just like dog water. So he was over here like talking crack about Zlatan and Thierry Henry, and they're just basically like, you have no actual acronym to be sitting here talking crap. So they pretty much just nixed him and like gave him the boot because he has like pretty much no leg to stand on, and he looked pretty stupid when he played for the MLS. He was like a ginger afro guy.
Yeah, I know what he looks like. Then I think that's part of the reason that people know who he is because he had such a unique look. And I heard he doesn't have a great sense of humor about it. Like when they give him crap, that he gets kind of offended.
No, I think that's why he cut it back. But now he's just like an old, like he's like the Grinch of soccer. He just thinks like he's super intelligent and he follows it, but he has no international soccer, like, I guess, education. So, like, all these players that are going to play in, like, La Liga and the Champions League, he has no idea who they are. So they're basically just sitting here, like, just shut up. And he's just talking crap about them, and they're just not about it anymore.
All right, interesting. Thank you. I've been interesting how critical people have been of him. All right, Hardy, let's get to it. The real story of the day.
Well, that is, of course, the U.S. Open, which finished up yesterday at Shinnecock Hills on Long Island. Wyndham Clark got to go off late after the fog-delayed opening round and had a much more favorable conditions for his opening round and went out there and took the early lead. He held on to that lead after round 2. And then round 3, when he needed to make some kind of a move to kind of cement his lead, he did this.
Cutting now.
Hold it.
275 yards from the green.
Oh, my goodness. That was a huge fade, and he just knocked it in there within a few feet.
Call that the kid in play.
275.
Huge fade.
Yes. Well done. Would end up making an
I'm the
eagle
brother
there
with the high top fade.
on the back 9 par 5 on Saturday, and then
so uncultured.
Is it going to be me or a Eraserhead?
Huh?
That's part of the rap.
The rap.
The battle rap in the movie.
Thank you.
See.
All right, I'm sorry I lost
Yes.
it. Okay.
guys, Wyndham Clark, show some respect.
Does he have a tattoo or a birthmark
Wyndham Clark?
on his right arm? Or maybe
I don't know.
it's the shadow of the trophy. I apologize.
Okay.
So I was like, if golfers now have tattoos, everything's not good.
So he was 7 under going into the final round yesterday. And, yesterday morning we broke this down extensively on the Sports Hub Golf Club. It would require him giving a few shots back and one of these guys at 1 under or even. It was only Scotty Scheffler, I believe, at 1 under par. He was the only one. He was playing in the final group with Wyndham. He was going to have to go out and shoot a number and wait for Wyndham to give a few back. There were a few good scores shot yesterday, not by Scotty Scheffler, though. And Wyndham Clark did his part by giving strokes back, but it wasn't enough.
Wyndham Clark puts his ball down. We're a long way from L.A., but the same thing happened there that happened here in New York as Wyndham Clark wins his second U.S. Open.
Well said.
Yeah.
Good. He thought about it, and then he got us all back to Los Angeles, where we know he had won a previous U.S. Open. Well done. Way to put it in a bow. But I was asking Hardy. ESPN said that the crowd was against him, and I was wondering why the crowd was against him.
So there's a couple of reasons. Number one, last year at Oakmont, when he missed the cut at the U.S. Open, he took it out on a locker there in the locker room at Oakmont and destroyed it. And people thought, he should be banned, from competition for a while, and certainly banned at Oakmont. And just like, whatever, you tore up a locker room, that not even a locker room, just his locker, like he kicked in the door or something. He was pissed off. That doesn't bother me. The one thing that seems to rub people the wrong way is he's on a couple of occasions played a little fast and loose with the rules. And there was one writer who went back to the Honda Classic a couple of years ago where his ball was in the rough and he used like the hosel of his club to mash the grass down behind the ball. He looked like, made it look like he was addressing the ball time and time and time again, but he was manipulating the lie to the point where the ball actually moved and they caught it on TV.
Can't do that.
And they said, well, wait a second. It's gone from kind of cheating to now you got to call a penalty on yourself. He did neither one of those things. And I guess when they went to review it, they couldn't find enough evidence. But there's a couple of things like that with him. He's just not the most likable guy, and that's the one thing you can't do. Ask Patrick Reed. He's never gotten over the cheating allegations that have followed him since college. Ask Vijay Singh, who years ago, got caught in there was one scorecard misunderstanding, and Vijay would often repair phantom ball marks between his ball and the hole when he was really just tapping down spike marks, which at the time you couldn't do. That followed Vijay around. So if you get, in under the umbrella of a guy who plays a little fast and loose with the rules, you never get away from it. So I don't think the other players necessarily love him. The crowd was rooting for Scotty Scheffler yesterday, I think just because they wanted something to watch. Now you did end up having a bit of, some drama down the stretch yesterday, but it came down to Sam Burns missing a couple of putts late and Wyndham Clark going out and shooting a blistering 73, which
made a big birdie on 16. He gave it back on 17.
He did, but out of the 66 players yesterday, like 50 of them shot the same number or better than Wyndham Clark. So was it exciting to watch this guy win the U.S. Open by going out there and shooting 73? You look at the final leaderboard, and the numbers go 73 for Wyndham Clark. So second through 10th place, those guys shot 67, 70, 67, 70, 71, 66 for Joaquin Niemann, 67, 68. He was the only guy who shot 3 over par. Scheffler playing the final group with him was 1 over yesterday. So it kind of stunk. It really
Fred,
did. It was not great.
I asked Hardy, are you, there are two ways looking at this. You're amazed that Wyndham Clark held it together on a day where he didn't have it to win, or were you offended that he won? And Hardy predictably said offended. He was angry that Wyndham Clark won.
I think we all were.
You didn't call into the Sports Hub Golf Club again yesterday.
I was in my ex-wife's car with my daughter, and they were listening. My daughter had her phone hooked up to music, or I would have if I would have had.
I talked to you on the phone on Saturday night, and you said if I'm up, I promise I'll call. And you were up, and you promised, and you didn't call.
I apologize. I was. I wasn't thinking.
How about this? Apology not accepted.
Oh.
Well, that's nothing I can do about that except to just continue to try to get you to accept.
There's always the Open Championship. One more fully live show for the Sports Hub Golf Club this season.
What about the PGA Champ? Oh, they already played the PGA.
You're not going live about the Travelers this weekend?
Oh, I might.
Yeah, we're going to be at
the Travelers Wednesday morning.
Yeah, we're leaving for Hartford. When are you guys leaving for Hartford? What time of day?
I don't know. I may have to go after dinner, unfortunately.
I'm not going after dinner.
So if you're going with Maddie, you're going at 4.
I'm thinking like 3.
Oh, well, you just want to get down there, knock around the course.
I'll settle in.
Yeah.
Get the lay of the land.
Somebody might have to go and pick up credentials.
I know. None of us have any way onto the golf course at this point.
Right.
I got to figure out what hotel we're at.
Yeah. There's a lot to figure out still. I got to figure out what player I'm allegedly caddying for in the program.
Oh, he still doesn't know. That's right.
Yeah.
Still think you should be playing. All right. Joe Murray's got a golf show. He's going up against Hardy. He's trying to knock him off his perch a little bit. We'll be back in just a moment.